on the generator side, what have we done? I think the main points we've added is that we've added the Snowflake platform. So last year we had three platforms in Microsoft SQL Server, Databricks, and Microsoft Fabric, so to say. And beginning of the year we added Snowflake platform. Apart from that, we also added dimensional generators. So before that, we only had the option to model the core in Data Vault, and of course put a dimensional model data mart on top of that. But now we also can provide for all the platform or the target technologies the modeling that we model the core in a dimensional model. So that's really exciting. Because I think in a lot of projects that just makes absolutely sense that you don't do a data vault implementation, but data dimensional implementation. And last but not least, I think we added a lot of staging generators so that you can stage different things. So for example, if you have a SQL server and you have like files, CSV files and so on, this is also something that you can now do. And we've added a lot of options to different generators for different staging technologies or staging different types of things.
But why splitting it up? So why should I, in a bigger project, split it up into different staging generator and have the core separated?
So on the one hand side, I think it just makes sense from a project view that you kind of separate different things into separate pots, so that you can have in a bigger project to still have the overview of what resides where. For me, it's also much more that you separate different things into different pots or areas, so that you structure your projects in a much better way. So for me, it's just separation of kind of duties that I want to stage files for a SQL server, I want to stage Parquet files for a Databricks platform. So this is something different than what you do afterwards in integrating it into a core. And for me, this makes a lot of sense. There was a couple of more things that we did on a generator basis. So one thing is that we also implemented like different loading strategies for our projects. So I think there's two things that I'd like to mention specifically. So one is what we call the multiversion load. So multiversion load, what you do is you kind of take for one business key, you have different versions that are valid at different points in time. So for example, you have a customer and the customer address has changed at one point in time, and you have this in kind of your source or in your data store or whatever. And with a multi-version load, this allows you to integrate multiple of those these facts into your core or into your data mart in one load. So what we do here is kind of go into the source and look, okay, what are the different versions, and we load these versions into the core in one step, especially if you kind of think of where things are going, so that you have your data lakes where you kind of store just your whole history of stuff, and then you want to add something new into your core or your data mart, and you have to think about, okay, how do I integrate all the history in that, because the history sometimes is important. And with this multi-version load, you don't really have to think about how you do this, because we can provide this out of the box for you. The other thing is that what you often have is that you know, okay, you have changes that come from your source system, and you know when things happen. So kind of your source system has a tracker, kind of a date field, for example, when some fields were updated, and this is what we call the incremental load, and you can kind of configure this on an object-based level. I only want to load the increment, so I don't have to look at all the millions of records, but just the 10 that got added to the system today. And this might be a huge performance improvement for your loads. So these are two things that we've also implemented during this year, more on a technical level that help you maintain your data warehouse.